Do you remember Rage comics, or Derp comics, or whatever you called them? If you were active on the social internet from around 2008 to 2015, you've probably seen at least one of these things. It was a way for people in the late early internet to express themselves and tell funny stories in an image format. Sometimes these stories would be completely fictional, and other times they'd be completely fictional, but the author was pretending they were witty enough in real life that it could actually happen. There was a wide array of characters that one could use to make their comic, and thousands of online editors to help people make them. But while anyone could make any Rage comic about anything they wanted, they always seemed to fall into a similar sort of pattern. Funny story that didn't happen, overreaction to a minor inconvenience, toilet humour, being an incel, hating popular things, especially Justin Bieber, because at the time he was annoying and cringy instead of just a douchebag. One thing all the comics seemed to have in common was the use of the words herp, derp and leh. The first two come from needing filler names to avoid giving away their real names, which is number one rule of the internet. The overuse of the word leh comes from one particularly unfunny Rage comic about how French people talk that was misunderstood by the Rage comic community as an invitation to substitute the with leh for no other reason other than it makes you feel like you're part of an in-group with a special secret lingo. And this is all Rage comics were. Just some guy, probably middle school to college age, making a grammatically incorrect comic in MS Paint, using sprites he didn't draw, and then spewing it onto the internet to join the ocean of other 12 to 22-year-olds doing the exact same thing. So why did this, of all things, catch on as a long-lasting global phenomena? Because it gives people looking for social entertainment the tools to express themselves with a do-it-yourself format. There are recognizable characters who mirror an extreme version of the way you or I can feel, and it's up to the user to slot them together. Then it creates a form of relating to each other, which is ultimately what all of us want. This was very popular. Insanely popular. You could make like 1 million of these, detailing the most mundane events of real life to the totally legitimate time you got back at your cheating ex-girlfriend. You could buy rage-faced t-shirts, watch animated live-action remakes of the most popular comics, and browse an endless stream of these comics on Reddit or Funny Junk or Google Images. And this wasn't like today's memes. Today you see another trendy meme that's literally just thing I like versus thing you like, and the format's gone within a week. Rage comics stayed funny for years. There's no visible difference in Rage comics made in 2008 or 2013. The style didn't really develop or change. It was just this, over and over, for years and years and years and years. Yet when we see a Rage comic today, it's awkward. People who still post them in the 2020s are seen as out-of-touch boomers. There is no way that the Rage comic subreddit is still active. So what made this well-loved, well-known, well-active art style of meme vanish in popularity in an instant? So suddenly that even by 2016, only a year or two after their peak, Rage comics were seen as out of date. Because no matter which way you look at it, it's a really inconvenient way of telling a story or a joke. Starting around 2014 to 2015, the primary way of expressing yourself online began to change. As smartphones became more common, those who use the internet for fun expanded from nerds who spend too much time online to literally everyone, and the primary mode of expression has changed to reflect that too. This change came in the form of relatable images, which are made by simply tweeting the point you want to make with a reaction image from an American reality TV show that you've never seen. Boom. Meme made. If you have something to say, you do not have to sit down in front of a computer, open up MS Paint, and spend 10 to 30 minutes drawing a comic about it. The internet found that simple #relatable image captions was an easier way of conveying our emotions than making an entire comic that was, at minimum, 4 panels long. This comic must have taken at least 20 minutes to draw, but this image can be done in less than a minute. Of course, this has evolved further, and even now image captions seem a bit antiquated, but at the time, this was the more groundbreaking format of conveying information. People these days, by and large, don't like sitting for hours drawing and crafting comics of silly pencil drawings. However, there is an exception. Changing wife's tire, putting on spare. Take it to tire place. Need a new tire for my wife's car, please. Somebody put this spare on backwards. Women.